Alright, and back, a little bit of a technical difficulty. We had a shutdown in Cincinnati, but Kansas City is going to get the win. It was a huge blowout before a hard crash.
Yes, about 4-score win in the fourth quarter. So
yeah, it was getting ugly. So we're going to have Kansas City and Denver. That's going to be a good one. Denver actually, it's going to be Kansas City's third try at this. Kansas City lost early. It was one of their 0-4 starts, and then the 11-1 comeback that Kansas City had. I believe their one loss, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Kansas City started off the year losing to the Broncos 27-15, and their one loss after starting off 0-4
was to the Chiefs or the Broncos.
Was week. Let me find the Broncos again. Nope, they played the Broncos both week 1 and week 4. I'm sorely mistaken, but the Broncos won 21-16 and won 27-15. So Broncos have not played the Chiefs since week 4. So whenever the Chiefs went on this long run, they didn't have to play them. I believe the Chiefs' only loss was to Green Bay. They lost to Green Bay by 5. That was their one loss throughout this. So, in for a good one over there.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a good game. As for the Eagles game, they did, unfortunately, defeat the Vikings, who I had picked to win. And they have moved on to face the Saints, which are kind of, not ironically, but coincidentally, just happened in real life as well.
Correct.
It was a close game, if I recall. So, damn you, Nelson Aguilar, to rob us of another Eagles Super Bowl. Whatever.
And this is also a rematch. Eagles Saints. They played week 3. Saints won 28-3 in that one. The Saints have been phenomenal.
The same users, right?
Correct.
I believe it was the same users. Yeah.
However, there is one big note. Actually, I take that back. Carson Wentz was pulled late game. He was not. For some reason, the summary says that Nick Foles was the leading passer whenever it was Carson Wentz. But
I was told in the stream chat that that was a forced win, actually. That they did not actually play that game.
Which one?
The Saints-Eagles, if I'm correct.
The Saints-Eagles was a forced win, okay.
I didn't. The person didn't specify. I don't know. Maybe they didn't.
Okay. It might have been one of the Kansas City games then. It might have been Kansas City Green Bay.
Maybe. All right. I don't know. Either way.
Because if it was a forced win, I don't see.
No. They're talking Packers Chiefs.
Packers Chiefs. Yep, that's what I thought.
My bad.
Saints Eagles, but going away from that for right now. Saints Eagles. Carson Wentz was actually benched in this game week 3, so he's coming back with revenge. He threw four interceptions, and Nick Foles came in to finish it off, going 3-7. Teddy Bridgewater, 9 of 14 for 116 and a touchdown, and Kamara carried it 22 times for 162 yards. So I don't know. I think you gotta trust Carson Wentz, because as good as Corey Clement is, I don't think you trust him as much as you trust Ajayi.
Well, let's take a look at where do these defenses rank up with the rest of the NFL, pass and running wise.
If we look at the Philadelphia Eagles first, the Eagles as a whole, they rank 17th in passing yards, but 4th in rushing yards, which is actually a bit surprising considering how much they gave up to Kamara. But they are fairly vulnerable through the air, which is something that Teddy Bridgewater, I don't believe, has been amazing at. And then the Eagles have been a very balanced offense, 9th in rushing and 11th in passing.
It's a very good offense. Most offenses are either dominant in one of the categories, at least in our league.
Yeah. Take the Cowboys, who are like 3rd or 4th in rushing yards, but like 22nd in passing. And I am correct. The New Orleans Saints, they're 10th in rushing yards, but only 27th in passing yards. Teddy Bridgewater not quite having the best of years. He hasn't done bad, don't get me wrong.
Well, he has developed nicely. I believe he starts as a 69 overall in the roster, and now he's up to 72. So
right,
it was not going to be a perfect transition. So going 13-3 in his first year as a starter is not bad at all.
Oh yeah, and as far as defense goes, the New Orleans Saints a little bit more susceptible to the run. They are still ranked 17th, and they are ranked 12th in passing yards. So overall, not
a sturdy
bad.
Defense.
However, they have given up. They are 20th in giving up yards per game at 305. So if someone does go off in one category, they usually get both. But they've been one of the best teams. They actually boast one of the best scoring defenses, but the best defenses at
scoring defense.
Allowing them to not. Yeah, second in points per game at 16th. Averaging about 16 points per game. Actually, kind of curious of Teddy Bridgewater's stats over the year. He is.
Let's take a look.
238 of 382. He has boasts over 60% completion, 29 touchdowns to just 16 picks. He has found himself on his ass a lot, though. Pardon my French, but 63 sacks. That's not something.
Sacks are very high in our league, to be fair.
It is, but that's not something you like to hear coming from one of the
Saints
best
line is old.
And the front seven for the Eagles are very, very, very good.
Yeah, the Saints' offensive line is starting to regress, I believe. So that might be why he's taking so many sacks.
Right. Plus, he might be scrambling around with Teddy Bridgewater a lot and trying to make plays out of nothing.
Mm-hmm. Is Bridgewater a mobile quarterback?
He is.
I'd never watched him that much when he was healthy, so.
He is. I'm pretty sure he's considered to be his archetype, quote unquote, is mobile. His speed's 81, so it's about.
Yeah, it's about Josh Allen's speed, so.
Yeah, kind of like Dak Allen. He's very good at short throwing, 81. Just not great mid to deep. He can throw, but you've got to get him hyped up to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something you want to have to do. Any update from New Orleans, by the way?
I'm taking a look. They're loading up right now.
Do we have a stream?
Not yet.
Oof. Also, real quick, Packers, I'm pretty sure you're in the stream. You need to update the DL, because we're still in Divisional.
What?
Shouting out Packers to update the Daddy Leagues.
Oh, do you have to advance the Daddy Leagues manually or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's weird.
It has to be resynced with whenever you move on.
That actually explains a lot from other leagues I've looked at, Daddy Leagues.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
But that's the one of the big problems for, say, like when it says our cuts. Honestly, can we just like have a petition to change that channel from Game Scores U to just NFL Live or something, so that we could just have the cuts and stuff like that?
I will talk to the boardroom about that. Not 100%.
I know it's not a great thing to have, but like it could also be a good thing, because say for instance like someone ends up cutting a 73 without asking for permission, you can see it right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, we just advanced to the Divisional in Daddy Leagues.
Alright, I shall refresh. I kind of want to see what the...
We have a stream. I repeat, we have a stream.
I kind of want to see real quick what the Daddy Leagues think that the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles game will be, as it is not showing up. Okay. Might have to reload that page, but it is okay. We're loading into the stream right now.
You are? Okay.
Yep, I saw that you sent it to me. Is everything okay? It's not choppy anymore?
It seems smooth. Yeah, I'm checking it right now. It's all smooth.
Yeah. Oh, uh-oh.
What?
In-game music, in-game music.
Let's need this real quick.
I just hear, the train, run by high, so I'm like,
Oh yeah, I just loaded in. I'll let you know when he cuts it off, or when they load in. Actually, you can see that, so never mind.
We try and to avoid the copyright strike.
Yeah. I don't even know what music's in this Madden because I just turned it off as soon as I got it.
Honestly, you want to know the first thing that I did? I made it the orchestra music. That doesn't get a copyright strike, and it sounds exactly like the old NCAA games, and it gives me so much nostalgia.
I'll have to give it a try then.
Cause you know the little orchestra numbers that they would always play in the.
I didn't play football games back when NCAA was a thing.
Play the old NCAAs. For anyone in the stream, the numbers that you used to hear in the NCAA menus and just about everything that you could think of from those games, they're in the game. You just have to turn them on in EA tracks. You turn off all the crappy rap that they send you because it's not. Let's be honest, it's not good rap. It's.
Oof.
Let's be honest. Last year we
may have just triggered some of our audience, but we'll see.
Last year we had Getting Way Too Big for Your Boot. And that used to be a
I forgot about that.
That used to be a meme That used to be a meme for all my friends. They hated that song and we were always way too big for your boot.
Loyalty inside my DNA. Okay, anyways.
We
are live.
I hated listening
in the
to that
Super Bowl. In the Superdome, not the Super Bowl.
oof. In the Superdome. Philly, New Orleans. This is going to be a good one. My money's on New Orleans, but I think it will be close. And he double clutches it a little bit, but it's going to be a touchback. And I believe this is actually the first time that we've covered these two teams.
Is it? Didn't we cover... Oh, we were going to cover the Saints once, but they went live at the time we weren't available. Yeah.
They waited until 3 a.m. and I had to work the next day, so...
Yeah. We gave up on that.
Yeah. Bridgewater under center. And he's going to hand the ball off to Kamara. Not much going there. Game to 2.
27-yard line. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Kind of surprised that they would try and run that inside. The strength of this team is that front seven. They're very susceptible in the secondary. Not very deep. Not really the best secondary out there. They've got good players, don't get me wrong. But you can really kind of dice up that secondary a little bit. Whereas this front seven's fairly strong and fairly deep.
Kamara gets another carry, and not much there.
You're ahead. Oof.
How far ahead am I?
Kamara just got tackled.
Okay, so you can do the play-by-play then.
Yeah. You called that he was getting tackled, and I was still under center. I wish this wasn't a thing, but...
Stupid Twitch.
Yeah. They're down in 7 now. Bridgewater making adjustments to the line. It's going to drop back. Blitz coming. I don't think Bridgewater sees it. Oh, Croft with a great spin move to get away from him, and he's going to gain 13.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Kind of surprised he didn't throw that a little bit quicker. He had a man open on the deep end, but still able to make the first down.
Mm-hmm.
And probably could have gotten a few more yards, but Bridgewater out in the empty set.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first.
Drops back and nobody really there.
He was trying to get it to his
For the Saints, I don't really agree with throwing it on first down because you have a quarterback that isn't really capable of carrying your team. No offense to Teddy Bridgewater. I have mad respect for that man, but the strength of this team is its running game and controlling the clock. On first down, you have to run it, in my opinion.
Now you're behind the sticks, and Philadelphia really showing that they don't really respect Teddy Bridgewater, coming out in man coverage and just had everyone covered.
Again, this is Kamara. Oh, able to
Kamara gonna make one guy miss, but not gonna get anything from it. Gonna gain 5.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5.
A lot of move to gain.
5 now.
Not really any
Not
yards
much,
on
yeah.
that move. Also, has Kamara always had his turf tape this year?
Huh?
Has Kamara always had his turf tape this year?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't played the Saints.
I thought that
so.
was something that they were like upset that they never moved. As I say that, Croft gonna get the first down and more. He's gonna gain 30.
A big 30-yard play on third.
Now Kamara gonna come off the field for Robert Kelly. Someone we haven't really seen since last year. Had a very short stay with the Cowboys. Didn't really amount to much in his time filling in for the injured Ezekiel Elliott. And that carry is gonna gain 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Sorry if I'm a little quiet. What were you saying, sorry?
New Orleans Saints actually have quite a few players that are trying to come back and make a comeback after injury. Robert Kelly backing up Alvin Kamara, Teddy Bridgewater at the helm.
Mm-hmm. Does Robert Kelly still have a quick dev? He starts with it, I believe.
I'm not sure. And that stretch play is going to go nowhere. Alvin Kamara gains just 1.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task.
So they're down and 4 now.
Go to the gap you're supposed to cover and not be determined.
Philadelphia really needs to get a stop. Just force them to score. Just force them to only get a field goal. It's not exactly what you wanted out of this first drive, but it's better than the alternative.
Out of the gun,
Bridgewater in the gun. He's gonna throw an interception.
That is exactly why can't rely on Teddy Bridgewater here. He's just not a 72 overall in the divisional round. Is not going to perform amazingly. You can't expect him to carry the team. So like, I don't know. Eagles going to get the ball now, and they hand it off to Corey Clement, and he gets tackled for a gain of about 5.
Trying to get something going that was non-existent their first time, the running game. As the running backs had a total of 11 carries in that entire game.
Against the Vikings?
Against New Orleans, the first time they played.
Oh, the last time they played, okay.
Week 3.
Ooh, good move to get the first down.
Great move there. Now we have 2 rushes, and I believe that's already more yards than either Ajayi or Clement gained in the last game.
Because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Still a little bit surprised that Teddy Bridgewater even elected to throw that ball. Didn't look like anything was there. You're in the red zone. Play action, and he's going to throw an interception! Carson Wentz back to his interception woes. That's not the 6th interception that he's, or the 5th interception that he's thrown against this Saints team. The first of the day. And Teddy Bridgewater has got to be
already
taking
shaping
his
up.
defense.
This is already shaping up to be a turnover-happy game.
Bridgewater under center. He's going to fake it to Kamara. And nothing there, and he's going to take a sack.
Again, this is why you can't throw it on first down if you're the Saints.
Now,
if you get behind the sticks, you can't move the ball at all. Sorry, I cut you off.
You're good. Not only are you behind the sticks now, you're very behind the sticks. It's one thing to throw it, get an incompletion, be at 2nd and 10. You're at 2nd and 19 now. And can you tell that Philadelphia doesn't respect Teddy Bridgewater? They have no safeties deep. He's going to go to Michael Thomas, who's going to get broken up. One-on-one coverage. And on top of that, it's a hold. Do you take the 3rd and 19, or do you put him at 2nd and 29? And they're gonna make it 3rd and 19. I do agree with that. You've already got him on the 37 there. It's a long field goal.
I don't think I do, because all they need is a check down and they're back in field goal range.
True.
They're arguably still in field goal range right now.
True, but you do only give them 1 down to get 19 instead of 2 downs to get 29. Madden really do be like that sometimes. So 3rd and 19, Bridgewater drops back. He's going deep.
Oh, he's got him.
And he's got it! Michael Thomas with a touchdown!
What a catch.
One-on-one coverage. You cannot be one-on-one against Michael Thomas. I don't care who's throwing the ball.
That was a great adjustment.
Just a great play, and he's showing why he's a superstar here in New Orleans.
The key is to make a play in a tough situation. Doesn't matter how, and in this case, one-handed gets it done. Terrific play for us.
And remember, the winner of this goes to Green Bay to try and take down Aaron Rodgers, the reigning NFC champion. And probably should have taken the knee there. He only gets out to the 21.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit
Eagles
cautious when you start that
here.
drive?
Saints converted there and touchdown. This could run away from them quickly if they don't.
Yeah,
They don't respond here.
You cannot throw an interception, especially not on your own side. And bad spin move there. He had a lane, just tried to get a little cute.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size.
2nd and 7. And Philadelphia coming out in a 3 tight end set. Drops back. He's got his running back Clement over out to the outside right, and he's going to get the completion, 17 yards. So Wentz on his first throw back after starting the game with an interception, he's going to complete the pass. Down to the 41. And run up the middle, going nowhere.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will
2nd and 9 now.
move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
This is where most teams would probably go to the pass, thinking, oh, I got stuffed. If I'm Philadelphia, I run it here, but they're obviously not going to. Looking a bit of a questionable call going for, I'm not sure who that was. He had Zach Ertz over the middle, but he's going to get the first anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made that throw, but
I would have gone to Zach Ertz, but
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that one?
now in Eagles territory now,
yeah,
or Saints territory, I mean.
Saints territory now, all up to 34. But as I was saying, 2nd and 9, that's usually where people, after getting stuffed on a run, are gonna go to the air. You can really make something happen with the ground game and turn 2nd and 9 into a 3rd and 4. You don't have to air it out. But most teams try it, and then if you throw an incompletion, now you're stuck in 3rd and 9. Nobody wants to be in 3rd and 9. But great run on 1st down. Clement gets 5, so now 2nd and 5. Wentz drops back. He's going to find Zach Ertz. It's going to be a 1st down. So Wentz, after coming out and throwing an interception on his first pass, is now 3 for 3.
Talk about responding.
2 very big passes as well, going for 20 plus. So Wentz now 5 wide. And that's going to be a QB draw. Great play call there, as he's going to gain 5. I don't think anyone was expecting that.
We're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
You don't really see that a lot, even with the more running-based quarterbacks like your Cam Newtons, your Dak Prescotts. You don't see that play get called that often.
The only quarterback, at least in our league, that gets called a lot for is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And Clement splits out wide, sorry. And he's gonna Zach Ertz, and he's gonna get the 1st, and it looks like that's going to run down the 1st quarter, barring this is gonna run down the 1st quarter. So now, ball on the 10, 1st and 10, you actually do get a 1st down at about the half-yard line. So you don't have to get into the end zone on these 3 downs, but obviously you want to.
I'm gonna stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And not really sure if we'll have any more action after this game. We might have some conference championship action depending on who's awake and ready. We might see Broncos, Chiefs. We might not.
We'll probably see Packers, against whoever wins this game. We'll see,
More than
though.
likely end up playing right after this, so we're gonna probably have a quick thumbnail ready to.
That's why I'm so quiet. I'm prepping it right now.
Yeah.
The teams that have advanced, I'm putting in, and then there's that one corner for whoever wins this game.
Yep. 2nd and 7 now. Play action. He's got him, man, but he's not going to get it away in time. And that was Wentz's 1st incompletion since throwing that pick. Or a 6 now for 56 yards. I think you can afford a field goal here if you're Philadelphia. Just get something on the board, make sure that it's...
Oh, of course, yeah, I mean, there's no issue in getting the field goal here.
Yeah, make sure this game doesn't quite get out of hand.
I mean, I'm not going to blame them if they do go for it, because they're inside the 10, and they... Oh, they're just going to run it. Oh!
Give to Clement, and he's going to take a shot, and he's going to fumble it!
Sorry, I kind of gave away something big was going to happen there. Alright, well, Teddy Bridgewater and the Saints going to take over from their own 5 now.
Philadelphia has now just blown 2 drives. One was obviously going to be a punt, more than likely. It was thrown for an interception, and then this one, you try and get cute on 3rd down, and you take a big shot.
I wouldn't say it was just getting cute. I just think it was just playing conservatively. I can't blame them for running the ball there.
Oh, I can't blame them for running the ball either. But I do believe the jet sweep call was a little bit uncalled for. I think if you're going to call anything, I think the best play that you could have called would have been a draw.
and spill the play.
get everyone kind of moving backwards. That was a play where you basically just said, hey, there's a chance that I'm running it here. And nobody thought twice, but 2nd and 10, Bridgewater in an empty set. If you're Philadelphia, come after him. You've got to get into his space. And they're going to bring an extra man. He's got a man deep, but he's not going to see him, and he's actually going to almost throw an interception. But it's going to fall incomplete. 3rd and 10. He actually, he had his receiver on the right side open deep. I believe there was only one corner near there, but he was covering Meredith. So, really, that's a missed opportunity there by Teddy Bridgewater, but that will come with time. Obviously, his first year as a starter since his rookie season. Bridgewater drops back. He's going to move up in the pocket, but he's going to gain 6, but still 4th and 4, so now you got to punt. Still in your own end zone, but you've got a little bit of room.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return.
And Clement kind of surprised that he doesn't take the fair catch there, or Singletary, sorry. Surprised that he doesn't take the, what's the word that I'm looking for? Fair catch. There it is. And Wentz looking deep, first play, not going to get anything.
Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about.
And it may just be me, but it seems like Philadelphia is really kind of quick snapping a little bit. Not too much.
It's not that bad.
It's
You're a
kinda
bit of
on
a
the-
stickler on that rule.
I know. It is a bit on the edge.
There's a guy there.
Oh,
he waited too long.
Yeah, incompletion there. That was actually a dropped ball there by Aguilar.
Yeah, but he could have taken that.
He could have thrown it
earlier.
a lot sooner. I think he was trying to get something going deep, but it wasn't there.
Now 3rd and long.
I don't know, you're behind the sticks. 3rd down and 10 after, I believe it was 2 incompletions.
Shotgun now for Wentz.
No.
Let's go.
Wentz looking deep and incompletion. Aguilar not able to.
No, he got it.
He caught it! I thought I saw the ball come out. He actually caught that.
Well, that animation is almost always a drop. That's why
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, he squeezes it into double coverage. Great throw by Carson Wentz there.
That's why I never actually look for the ball. I look at the yard line in the top right whenever there's a throw.
That almost always. That looked like it was definitely on the ground, but. And Clement taking another big shot. And that was Davis once again, the guy that forced it out on him on the 5, but
Ouch, this got hurt.
not quite able to get it up that time. But that's now basically back-to-back runs where Clement has found himself with a nice shoulder-to-shoulder contact being put to the ground. And this time, Davis has a hole, going to get tripped up. Still a 1st down, gain of 11.
Solid run, solid run.
Yeah. Probably could have gotten about 3 or 4 more had he not been tripped up. But 1st down and 10, now you're back in the red zone. You cannot turn this ball over.
False start, looking like. Yeah, false start.
Yeah, false start. I believe that was on 71. If it was on the lineman, it was 71. It might have been on the running back. I'm not sure. Also, side note, have you already, or has someone put in Kansas City's force win?
I am not near my PlayStation right now, so I will do. I'll make sure to do it before we advance, though. So.
Incomplete there.
position there, but he couldn't hold on to the second down.
Not a smart throw there by Wentz, thrown in a triple coverage, but
he did put it only where his receiver could get it, though.
He did.
Which is something Madden quarterbacks almost never do. So
almost never. They always seem to throw it where only the other team can catch it. But
yeah.
Second and 15 now. Wentz drops back, gonna take his check down, and Ertz not really able to get anything. Gain of 3, so still behind the sticks, but not as bad. Third and 12.
He did hit the spin move. Not that that did anything.
He might have got
green circle.
He might have gotten an extra yard out of that spin. They're down in 12. 3 wide receivers out to the left.
Saints blitzing.
Close right. And the blitz is going to get there. That was Cam Jordan. So 4th and 21, and now the Saints are going to have to settle for a field goal.
You mean Eagles?
Or Eagles, sorry.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Timeout, what's that?
Get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio.
Who is our kicker? Did I just hear that right?
Elliott? Did they not say Jake Elliott?
Okay. I thought I heard Double Doink. I thought I heard Double Doink's name, my bad.
How does the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here? And on the last go around, they really couldn't get anything going.
So 1st and 10 now. New Orleans. This isn't really a must-score situation, but I think your best situation here, burn some clock, try and give them next to no time. He's got a man. Actually takes the shorter pass.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he threw the white there. The other receiver, I think.
Meredith was open a little bit deeper. I think he was trying to get Meredith to block for him. Didn't quite work out the way that he had planned, but first down, and that's gonna answer if they're gonna take some time off the clock. This first play, they're going deep. And draw goes to Kamara, and that's going nowhere.
This Eagles defense is doing a really good job of containing Kamara.
I believe that's 5 carries for all of 8 yards. He has really not been able to get anything going. So 2nd down 11 now.
Ooh, misses his check down.
Ooh, throws it just at the feet of Croft. So now it's 3rd and 11. And hearing that stat line from Kamara, if you're a Saints fan, that's not a good thing to hear, because you don't want to put everything onto the back of Teddy Bridgewater, who, while he's not a bad quarterback, I don't think he's the guy that you can really trust to carry you through divisional round. So 3rd and 11 now. Bridgewater's going to take the snap. And he takes the hit. He's going to fumble. Scramble for the football, but New Orleans is going to get back on it. Isaiah Buggs was the one that knocked the football out. The rookie out of Alabama getting in. And this punt.
In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Oh, great punt there. Gonna fall down at the 3-yard
line.
Not quite sure what the Philadelphia returner was doing right there. It looked like he was going to try and run back and pick it up. That's burned him already once this year. He tried to do that earlier this year against the Cowboys in a late game situation and muffed it. That exact same scenario. But Carson Wentz out of his own end zone, going to throw a nice pass to, I believe that was Nelson Aguilar. It was. And a 6. Tight coverage, but Carson Wentz able to make the throw.
Really balanced game so far.
No one's really run away with it. It's been It's been a bit of a chess match. Clement gonna get a big hole and take this one out to the 22, gain of 12. I think this game is really different if it's not for Philadelphia turning the ball over twice. Really, the ball's been bouncing New Orleans' way. The interception on the first drive, then you get the fumble on the second drive, and you have that fumble there by Bugs that really could have put Philadelphia in great field position, but now they're in their own end zone. And
Wentz takes the check down.
Gonna find, I'm not sure who that was, 89.
Something Cleveland.
T. Cleveland.
Tyrell Cleveland? I think, I don't know,
I'm not sure exactly, but he is, you'd think that Cleveland would be for the Patriots, but Wentz drops back. Got plenty of time, gonna throw it deep. There is a flag, but he's gonna throw the interception. I think this might be coming back though. Actually holding, not roughing the passer. Kind of surprised that flag was thrown that late for holding. Oh, and adding insult to injury, yeah. Peters now is down hurt. He might not be gone for that long. It looked like it was just a bruised sternum. So I believe he should be back for the rest of the game, but still. Not something that you like to hear, your starting left tackle getting hurt at all. And toss this time to Kamara to try and get something going, but he's going to get, looked like 2 yards.
Yeah, just 2.
Just
2-minute warning.
Yeah. Really, Kamara has not gotten anything going right now.
Eagles have done an excellent job of containing.
And had it not been for an interception, this could be a 3-0 game. The points for New Orleans came off of an interception that Carson Wentz threw on basically in his own red zone. And he gonna check it down to Wilson, who's gonna make a great move, but not quite sure if he got to the sticks.
Just short.
Very bad spot. At least if you're a Saints fan, it was a bad spot. So 3rd and inches now.
But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Oh, false start on the left guard.
Ooh.
And now you're backed up 5, so 3rd and 5.
You can't get that on a situation like this. 3rd and inches. Now you're going to force your team to pass on 3rd down.
Bridgewater trying to draw him off sides, but it's power versus power. I'm not really sure if I agree with the attempt to draw him off sides right there. They haven't really shown that they've been very aggressive in their pass rush. As I say that, he's going to get sacked. I believe that was Isaiah Bugs once again.
This Eagles front 7 is just wreaking havoc on the Saints offense.
Morstead.
Bottling up Kamara, and how many times have they sacked Bridgewater now? 3 or 4?
I believe that's 3, if not 4, with these. I believe. And that's on top of the strip sack that obviously it didn't turn into anything, but still a very big play. And not the team really able to seize momentum. But now 90 yards in 1 minute and 20 seconds. If you're Philadelphia, just get into field goal range. You get the ball to start the half. All you got to do really, try to get the 50 yards to get Jake Elliott into field goal range. And then try to make it a 1-point game going into half. But
there's nothing there.
Wentz drops back. He's going to throw this one away. Cam Jordan was right in his face, just daring him to hold on to that a little bit longer. So 3rd and 9. And that incompletion, not a very great thing. You're looking for at least a completion, if not just something that keeps the clock running whenever you're stalling out like this. And Zach Ertz's gonna take the check down, but not gonna get there. 4th and 2 now.
No, the Saints call timeout.
And the Saints, 48 seconds, they're gonna trust Teddy Bridgewater to bring this down, make it a touchdown game.
Doesn't look like he'll have to do much though.
Edwards, a great move. Looks like they're only gonna need about 10 yards in the next 38 seconds.
2 timeouts and about 40 seconds.
The only problem is this would be a great place to have Alvin Kamara actually be doing something. Alvin Kamara has got nothing going this game. You need about maybe 7 yards, I think.
I don't think so. You gotta put it in Teddy Bridgewater's hands here. This is not the time to run the ball.
I think there's only 3 people. I think you turn to Kamara right now. If you're Teddy Bridgewater, you flip this to a run, but they're not going to. They're gonna. He's got a man.
Oh, what a catch!
Great catch. Not a great throw, but a great catch there.
Excellent adjustment. Saints take a timeout in field goal range. Now they can take a couple shots at the end zone.
And this could try and widen this out to a 2-possession game instead of just making it a touchdown game. Bridgewater takes the snap.
Ooh.
Give it to Michael Thomas.
The corner route looked like it was open, but was a little risky of a throw, so I don't blame him for checking down.
Timeout called, so now New Orleans out of timeouts. I don't know. I think you can get up and spike it right there. No one's really too deep to where you can't spike it. I think it's just an easier way of just holding onto that timeout so that you can make one more timeout or take a sack and still be able to get that field goal. Now, if you take a sack, don't really have a chance, but it's... I say it's not going to matter. Croft's going to drop it. That would have been a touchdown if he's able to hold on to that. Now, 3rd down. This would be a great play. This would be a great place to have that timeout. You could just run the ball, knock it down to about 30 seconds, call timeout. You're not able to do that anymore. If you don't get the first down, you can't.
A shot at the end zone here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would be perfectly fine just taking a shot, and if it doesn't work, kicking a field goal here.
Yeah. You got to be careful to not turn the ball over here. Take a shot deep and almost intercepted, but it's going to fall down incomplete. I believe that was, I'm not sure who that was. But the kick is good, so it's going to be a 7-point game with 12 seconds left.
Very tight game. I was expecting it to be a bit higher scoring than this, I'm not going to lie.
These two defenses have come to play. And for the up man, going to take the kick. So, ball on the 26 now. 9 seconds. 9 seconds. I think you've got enough time to maybe throw one to just around field goal range. And looking for Aguilar, who's going to get out of bounds at the 44. Not quite sure why you called a timeout, but I guess you can't take it with you, so take all the time you need to call this one more play. If you had just a little bit more time on the 44.
Stepping up. Ooh, sack.
Yeah, Cam Jordan able to get in, so...
These defensive lines have been dominant this game so far.
Yeah. Philadelphia does get the ball, so bit of a silver lining there.
Oh, they're gonna take it out.
And not a bad idea. Got to the 30.
Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk?
Saints showing blitz.
Striking distance like this at intermission.
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first
And
half.
Eagles are gonna run it, even though this team. That was a risky play call, given the two linebackers sitting in the double A gap there.
Lucky that they dropped back into coverage. Gain of 4.
See how that recipe works. Wins to throw on second down.
Once drops back, he's gonna find his
what
man.
a
That's
move.
Aguilar, and great juke move there. Tried to do something with, tried to do something on Bell there. Did not work, but still 17 yards.
It all came together there. In breaking route, drove it with excellent pace.
That's the kind of play the Eagles need if they want to get back in this game.
So now up to the midfield stripe. And Clement gonna get held up at the line. Gain of 2.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll run again with Clement.
And another give to Clement, who's gonna gain the first down and more. So, a tale of 2 running backs here. You would have thought that Alvin Kamara would be the one that's running all over him. And I believe that's 12 carries. Clement's just 2 yards shy of 70.
Clement has looked like the better back here. I mean, I know that the Eagles' front 7 is a lot scary.
Oh yeah, but still. Still, Alvin Kamara is a superstar back. And you wouldn't think that with 8 carries, you would have all of 12 yards. I think this is a position where you're really missing Mark Ingram.
He let him walk in free agency, didn't he?
Mark
Yeah,
Ingram
he's on
walked
the
in
Colts
free
now, I
agency
believe.
and went to the Colts. Colts are looking to move him, so New Orleans might have a chance to get it back. Fumble!
The Saints are gonna recover!
The Saints recover! Clement not able to get it. He lets it slip right through his fingers. And after the amount of times that happened to Carson Wentz last year, you'd think that he would learn not to try that. But still holding on to it just a little bit too long. That's now 4 turnovers for Philadelphia, 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions. New Orleans in the eye.
Ooh.
Drops back.
Almost gave it right
Should
back.
have been an interception there.
Corner jumped the route hard there. Or maybe, actually, I think it was a safety.
I believe that was a safety covering Michael Thomas, and he almost made the interception. That's something you usually see. You don't usually see a safety on a star wide receiver almost make the play, but he did. And that really should have been going the other way, if not 6. Just about everyone that could have done something about it was behind him.
First down, that leads to a 2nd and 10.
And with it being cover 0, he had plenty of blockers, but New Orleans in the 2-back set.
Eagles sending the heat.
Eagles blitz, wide open.
Late flag.
Late
I'm
flag.
not sure what that is. Roughing the passer. Ooh.
Ooh,
That's a
Barnett
killer.
roughing the passer.
Saints in the red zone now.
Yeah.
Because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag. but you caused the play. You did it. I had
And now, if New Orleans scores again, Philadelphia's got to be kicking themselves. They will have given up all of their points on turnovers.
The defense is performing very well, though, considering how many turnovers the offense has committed.
Yeah. They did force one of those turnovers to be an empty possession, but still. And Kamara once again bottled up. They're gonna fights his way forward. I believe that
5 yards.
5 yards. Unfortunately, that is his longest run of the game. He's now 17 yards on the day. You wouldn't think that a 5-yard rush would be his longest rush of the day after getting it. I believe this said it was his 7th, but that was the second longest rush. I was actually tied for the longest rush on the day by anyone on the Saints. Rob Kelly, his 1 carry went for 5. And Bridgewater going to look for Michael Thomas, who's going to get right up to about the line, so 3rd and 1. This is where that Philly defense needs to stand tall. They need a change of possessions. They don't need to stop them for a field goal, which, while it wouldn't be the end of the world if they get a field goal, you would really like to see a turnover. They've let about 2 or 3 go right through their fingertips.
They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
It's going to go to Kelly, and I believe he's going to get it. He will be credited with the first down. Got hung up, but was able to just get the favorable spot. Now, New Orleans in the eye. Bridgewater drops back.
Had a man, but
he had his man, but not gonna get sacked by Barnett.
Ooh, 3rd sack of the day. Ooh, he is feasting.
Actually, that was Philadelphia's 4th sack of the day. New Orleans.
No, that player's 3rd sack. I mean.
Oh, that player's 3rd. The
Barnett.
Yeah, Barnett. The other sack came from Isaiah Buggs, who got the strip sack that should have been a game changer, but unfortunately nobody on Philadelphia was able to fall on it. Give to Kamara, and he's going to gain 5. So 3rd and goal. Back to the original line of scrimmage at 7.
He was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already.
Bridgewater in the pistol.
Feeling the pressure rolling out. Barnett's another sack.
He had a man for about a second in the back of the end zone. I believe that was Michael Thomas, but he wasn't able to find him. Looked like he was too busy running away from Barnett. So, New Orleans going to stretch this out to a 2 possession game. 13-3 now.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with.
And decision to take it out, not a great one. Only got to get to the 22. I feel like that's something that we're going to see a lot less of next year, is whenever it goes into the end zone, people taking it out, because remember, we will be going to slower game speed, which means that since the players won't be moving quite as fast, those bringouts that would usually at worst get to the 20, at best get to about the 30-35, Now you're going to see those get stuffed behind the 20 like you would in real life whenever they try and
Wentz had a man there up the seam, but he just didn't see him, I guess.
Not only did Wentz have a man up the seam, he had the deep end from Zach Ertz. Usually Wentz is not the kind of man to miss Zach Ertz. He is probably his most favorite target, but he just never quite saw him. Second and 19.
Saints show him blitz again. They love that double A gap formation.
Shotgun now for Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
What terrifies defense
So, in a 4 there, lead by Aguilar.
Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him.
Aguilar, that's a player that really needs to get going in this back half of this game. He's had some catches, but he hasn't really been that deep threat that he's usually known for. And that would be why. Another sack. This has been a game just full of sacks.
I don't think we've had a drive without one yet.
Correction, we did have one. It was the starting possession for the Philadelphia Eagles, where the only passing attempt was an interception.
True. It's hard to have a sack when...
Hard to have a sack whenever you're throwing it to the other team.
And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do that.
And New Orleans now starting from the Philadelphia side of the field, ball in the 47.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
Give to Kamara, and once again, stuffed. Going to lose a
Loss of
yard.
1.
And now on 9 carries, Kamara has got all of 19 yards.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends.
I thought the Eagles would be able to contain Kamara, but didn't think it was going to be this bad.
Kamara is averaging just north of 2 yards per carry.
Compared to Torrey Clement, who's about 4.5 yards a carry right now, I believe.
Or even Rob Kelly, who's averaging about 3. Well, granted, he does only have 2 rushing attempts, but I think you got to go to the hot hand now.
He's got a man open.
Man, leg it. Open over the middle. Kind of surprised that they're electing to bring an extra man. Usually whenever they've gotten to him has been when they sat back in coverage, just trusting
Yeah, they
their
haven't
front
been blitzing
four.
a lot so far.
And when they trust their front 4 to get to him, Bridgewater finds himself on his back. But Bridgewater's been doing really good whenever he's going up against that blitz. I'll give to Kamara, and he's going to finally break out.
Decent run. That's his longest run of the day.
Beat his last one by 4. So 2nd and 1 now. And we're probably going to
Opening up the Saints playbook on 2nd and short, and looks like they're going to take a shot here.
I'm probably gonna get one more play and then go to the 4th.
There's nothing there. Yeah, he steps up. He's going to run for it.
Bridgewater is going to get the first and then slide down. Gain of 6.
Partner, he was going through his progressions, not there.
And we're going to take this one into the 4th quarter, a 10-point game with New Orleans knocking on the door. Kind of surprised that New Orleans' only touchdown has come off that interception where it put them in the 23. They've had opportunities.
Teddy Bridgewater has had some good throws, though. Like that touchdown was, I want to say, like a 25-yard dime to Kamara. Or, no, Michael Thomas it was.
And...
Ooh, almost intercepted.
And that's the tale of the game for Philadelphia. Missed opportunities. That is about the 3rd, if not 4th interception that Philadelphia has dropped. I get it, that was a D lineman, but still, when it hits you right in the hands, you've got to take advantage of it, especially in a close game where you're losing. you can't have a situation where your safety is dropping an interception like that. Obviously,
Bridgewater in the gun. Trying to draw the Eagles off sides.
Doesn't look like it's doing anything.
He's got a man. Did he catch it? Ooh, dropped.
Incomplete.
It's a well-thrown ball.
Third down and 10 now.
Cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making.
Kind of surprised that on the 12-yard line you're going cover 3. There's not much ground to cover here. I think
cover 2 is probably a better choice in this area of the field.
Yeah, you don't need 3 people deep. Obviously, yeah, they're covering the end zone, but even a deep cover 2 is going to cover that better than a cover 3. The driver drops back. He's looking quick, and that was almost intercepted.
Almost another incompletion. That's got to be like 4 incompletions in a row now.
Darby, once again, that's the second ball that Darby has dropped now. One being on the pass that was basically thrown straight to him. I believe it was Michael Thomas. He jumped it. But that one jumps another one. Not quite able to get his hands on it. But still, 13-point game. It's only 2 possessions. And you need to score here. You don't need to score too fast, because you've been forcing New Orleans to have to throw the football. So I think if you score and leave about at the least 5 minutes on the clock, I think you've got plenty of time to force a 3 and out on the other side and have a good shot at the end zone. You just got to play smarter with the football.
Clement bending that run back.
Clement doing a great job getting
on pace for 100 yards on the day.
16 carries for 81 yards.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
First down, ball on the 37. Once again, and Clement gonna break 2 tackles, but nah, really gonna gain much.
Only gain of 4.
Still a gain of 4, so again, 3 of those is a first down. So 4 yards, really nothing to sneeze at.
A very solid gain on that play.
So 2nd and 6 now. This one goes under center. He's gonna give it to Clement, and he's finally gonna get stuffed. Actually gonna lose 2. 3rd down and 8. So 3rd and 8 from the 40.
You gotta convert here if you're the Eagles.
Yeah, you have to convert. I think this is even maybe 4-down territory, depending on how close you get. He's got Ertz over the middle. He's gonna look there, and
dropped.
It's incomplete. Ertz not able to come down with it.
And the Eagles are gonna punt. That's
4th down and 8. Whenever they don't turn it over, they've actually done a really good job. There has not been a single point that New Orleans has scored that did not come off of a turnover. So the Saints defense has done a very good job. It's just they've been giving them a short field. So hunting it deep, I think you can. I think if you at least get like 4 or 5 yards there to make it a 4th and a little bit more manageable, it's better. But and not at all respecting the passing game here. They're not even going to have a deep safety.
Oh, Kamara.
Toss to Kamara, and he's finally going to break one as I accidentally mute my mic.
Darby's catching up. Oh,
Darby's
he makes
catching,
it to the end
but
zone.
he's going to make it there.
That's probably game.
And
We've been talking about Kamara having a bad day, but we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop, and
Kamara
finally
going to get something going. And 2-point conversion knock. It's going to be failed, but still 22-3 now. So a 19-point game.
Oh.
It's one man miss, but still brought down to the 24.
Probably spun at least 3 times there. Let me take a look here. 1, 2, 3.
And after just saying that Kamara was averaging 2 yards a carry, he breaks a 77-yard touchdown run.
What's that put his yards per carry at on the day?
I have absolutely no clue, but he just went from having 20 yards, just shy of 20 yards, to having, I believe that put him over 100, if not just shy at around 90-something. And the gift to Clement, got a hole, but not able to make the man miss. So, only going to gain 1. Robinson, not juked out there. And kind of surprised by Philadelphia's formation here. They're going to have, not only are they going to have the eye, they're only going to have 2 tight ends and a fullback.
They're running it.
We're going to toss this one out. And Clement not able to do anything here. It's on 21 carries for 89 yards. And I guess if you're going to go for it on 4th, it doesn't matter. But 4th down and 4 now.
Still, I really disagree with that call.
Yeah.
He's got a man, but ooh.
And
that's probably
take a sack, and they're probably going to have another shot, but they're going to have an even bigger deficit now because they're getting the ball at 23.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter? Right. It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen.
The score really doesn't show this game right now, honestly.
The score does not show how close this game was.
It's both these offenses probably performed about the same as New Orleans just did a better job taking care of the ball.
Basically, one really big run by Alvin Kamara was the only difference.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Well, that was the difference on offensive numbers, at least.
Gain some yardage and put the onus on the defense.
But defensive numbers, the tail of this game for Philadelphia, as actually that run had put Alvin Kamara over 100 yards. It would have been 105, but he's going to lose one there, so he's at 104. But the big tail here for Philadelphia, the missed opportunities on defense. Kamara going to lose even more. He's going to lose 3. But the missed opportunities on defense is really what hurt Philadelphia. They dropped 3 interceptions that could have really changed the football game, and that turned into, I believe one of them turned into a touchdown and 2 of them turned into a field goal. That's 13 points that you basically just gave up.
And Lutz's kick is good. And that will extend their lead now up to 22.
And
so it's
22, so it's still a 3-possession game, but three possessions in
with the 2-point conversions, right?
3 possessions and 3 touchdowns, and one of those needs a 2-point conversion.
Ah, okay.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Would it be rude if I were going to put the Saints on the championship Sunday thumbnail right now?
I don't believe so, especially considering there's a good chance that we see New Orleans Green Bay coming up right after this.
Alright.
But
yeah, I'm putting their logo on it right now.
unless we see some kind of crazy
Frank Reich level comeback.
Frank Reich level comeback in 5 minutes. Frank Reich had, I believe, a whole half, or at least a whole quarter.
A quarter and a half, but it was like 6 scores.
Yeah, a quarter and a half, but now it's
biggest comeback in NFL and college playoff history.
Yeah. And Clement's got a hole, so he's gonna gain. That'll put him over 100 yards. That'll put him good 16 yards. So now, both starting running backs have gone over 100, but Clement did it over the course of an entire night, whereas it was basically just one run for Alvin Kamara. And yeah, it looks like Philadelphia is going ahead and mailing this one in. They're running the ball, and on top of that, they're not even snapping it until we're within 5 seconds. So
yeah, it is game.
I do believe this will be game.
Really well done.
Now they'll run it on the toss. So we got 3-1 tackle, but good
And
just a gain of a yard there.
gains a yard there.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally.
Did I just hear the announcer say something I've never heard before?
What?
Have you ever heard them say that about the piano and the defensive linemen being like piano players moving up and down the line?
Maybe.
That sounded new to me. I don't know. Maybe I just don't pay attention anymore.
They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. He will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
And
now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought
another give to Clement. 27 carries now for 126 yards.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively.
Philadelphia just not quite able to get anything going today on offense. They had opportunities, but they would get to about the 50 and stall out, or throw an interception, or lose it on a fumble. Just New Orleans seemed to capitalize on just about every single one of those, whereas whenever Philadelphia had those opportunities, they just weren't able to do it. Dropped about 2 or 3 picks and missed 2 fumbles.
All right, the thumbnail is complete.
They don't really need to call
Oh, just in time for the end of the game. I see you too.
30 seconds left. You don't really have to call another play. Maybe they do.
We only have one viewer. Everyone is bailed at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had like 5 for most of the broadcast.
Yeah. Well, it was a good game for the most part.
Yeah.
But
I think they're just gonna let that clock run out. Damn. Eagles fans would be pissed if this happened in real life.
Yep. With 5 minutes left.
Oh, well, that just kind of sums up this game.
Yeah. Especially with the guy just running around the football, not doing anything to get it. But I actually remember that user saying he learned how to not do that after last year, doing that to the Cowboys. Both times he played, and this time just looked like he just completely forgot about that. I don't know. Not 4 takeaways for New Orleans, and 1 takeaway for Philadelphia. 1 takeaway for Philadelphia, and 4 missed takeaways. 2 on interceptions, if not 3 on interceptions, and 2 on fumbles that were not recovered. So that's just the game right there. But
yeah.
Be sure to stay tuned. We will be going off air here for a short amount of time.
We're going offline for now, but we'll be back very soon with coverage of, I believe, the end NFC Championship game between the Saints and the Packers.
Be sure to stay tuned, everyone.